my name is Alice. I go by Hello Alice here on YouTube and I make art videos. And today I have a challenge video for ya. I am going to be doing the dollar store challenge. So everything I got here, that's my dog, everything I have used in this piece is from the Dollar Tree, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so before I get started, I thought I would real quick show you everything that I picked up from the dollar store for this challenge. So, got my Dollar Tree bag right here. Let's just tip it out and see what we have in here. Oh my gosh, so many things, so many goodies. Okay, so I picked up this sketch pad. It says medium weight, ideal for dry media. They did have watercolor paper, or they didn't have watercolor paper. This was like the best paper that I could find. So we'll see how well this takes water. I could have, the weird thing is I could have sworn that I got watercolor paper from there, but maybe I picked up the wrong kind. Anyway, this is a medium weight sketch pad. And I grabbed these pencils, which are also from the dollar store, just mechanical pencils. I got these watercolors, which does it looks like it does come with a brush actually, by Jot. What else? I got these paints. I actually got two, there it is. 2 sets of these in different colors, just because I didn't really have that great of a selection here, and I thought this might be helpful for going over the top and kind of adding some detail to the piece. In this, oh, I did get watercolor paper. I also got this watercolor pad. So this is an artist watercolor pad by Graphics, but I didn't know what the paper was like in here because I couldn't open it, so that's why I also got the sketch pad. See, I'm not crazy. So I got watercolor pad by Graphics artist, and then I also got these colored pencils by Liquimark for, like, again, adding more detail, and just tried to get myself a good selection of different things to use. For brushes, these were the only art brushes they had, which I can tell from looking at them are going to be terrible, but I did also pick up these, which are makeup brushes. They were in the makeup section at the Dollar Tree. So this is a kabuki brush, which I thought I may be able to use for like washes or something. And then these are regular makeup brushes. This one in particular looked quite helpful, and I'm hoping that I can maybe cut some of these brushes down so that they're a little bit of a better shape, or like I can get more detail out of them, so I'm gonna try that as well. Then I picked up a Sharpie for doing the outline. It is just a regular Sharpie. My Dollar Tree didn't have the skinny kind, so we'll just have to make do with this, or I was actually thinking about maybe doing like colored pencil lines instead of the Sharpie lines. We'll see. And then I also picked up some correction fluid because they obviously didn't have a white gel pen, but I thought I could probably use white out. So that is everything I got for this challenge, so I'm excited! Okay guys, so Dollar Tree challenge. This one was interesting. So as you can see, I've already sketched out my drawing and I'm going in with the Sharpie to do the lines. So the Sharpie worked out pretty well. It was hard to get lines as thin as I wanted, but I did use the black colored pencil when I needed thinner lines, in the face especially. And I did mess up in a couple areas with the Sharpie because of how thick it was, but overall I think it worked out pretty well. I did go back over the line work as well to try to make the main character pop out from the scene a little bit more, and I was pleasantly surprised that the Sharpie didn't bleed as much as I thought it was going to on the paper. So the paper that I'm using is the small watercolor pad. It was not that much thicker than the sketch paper, and it wasn't that much toothier, but it was just a little bit thicker and just a little bit toothier, so I went with it. I really didn't think it was going to perform very well, and I wouldn't say it performed great, but it definitely did better than I expected. I didn't really experience the paper tearing, which I definitely thought it was going to with how many layers I put on, and it did an okay job in terms of lifting as well. So I was decently pleasantly surprised at the paper. So the character that I'm drawing is called Kvothe. I think that's how you pronounce his name, or Kvothe. Anyway, he is the main character in a book series that I'm currently reading called Name of the Wind.
at least, I don't know if the series is called that. I think the series is called The Kingkiller Chronicles. But the book that I'm reading right now is Name of the Wind. I'm on the first book. So he's the main character, and I have been loving this book so much. Right now, he is in university, and he plays the lute. So I decided to draw him sitting in a window with this warm, kind of cheerful light coming through, playing his lute. And yeah, I just thought it would be a really, really nice scene to draw. It's definitely out of my normal kind of realm of drawings, being that it is a boy and that it is a scene. It was going to be a bigger scene, but the paper was quite small. So yeah, that's who I'm drawing. So I started out by doing a base layer of shading with the dark purple colored pencil. The colored pencils, by the way, big thumbs down to these colored pencils. They had, as you can see, next to no pigment, and I did use a couple of them, but they really, really weren't great. I would not recommend those colored pencils. Crayola are much better and still pretty affordable. Brushes were definitely the hardest part of this challenge by far. The dollar store brush selection, as you saw, was pretty terrible. The red-handled brushes were awful. They were so plasticky. It would have been like painting with a stick. I mean, they were really bad. So I did cut down the kabuki brush, but I mostly ended up using these pink makeup brushes. And let me tell you, these guys did a pretty good job, especially considering their makeup brushes. They did shed hair just about everywhere, but that's to be expected when you're using dollar store brushes. And they worked out pretty well in terms of holding their shape, allowing me to get kind of what I needed to do, and they held a decent amount of water, which was really, really good. I also feel like I need to apologize for what just happened, which is we leapt forward in time, and I am sorry for that. My camera stopped filming, and I didn't notice, so we did miss seeing the background kind of get painted, and some of his shading, we missed that. So I'm really sorry, you guys. I didn't notice it stopped filming. I feel really bad. So yeah, like I said, the brushes did okay, but this definitely would have been significantly easier if I had been able to use my own brushes. I would say that if you're looking for cheap art supplies, the dollar store is not going to be your best place to go for brushes. Michael's and Hobby Lobby do have brushes for just a couple bucks, and they're significantly better quality than these guys or than using makeup brushes. So I would go there for your cheap brushes. As far as the paints went, they worked out okay. It didn't really feel like painting with watercolor paint. It kind of felt like painting with a gel food coloring. It was weird. And they weren't very pigmented, so obviously I had to kind of dig out pigment, but I do feel like I was able to create quite a nice range of colors, and I was able to get, some decent darks in there, so they did the job just fine. I mean, they didn't lift up as much as I thought they were going to, and the nice thing is they didn't dry to a shiny finish. Last time when I did my cheap art supply challenge with I think it was the Crayola watercolors, they dried to quite a shiny finish, and it was really kind of meh. And these didn't do that, so that was really nice. I really appreciated that. So good job, Dollar Tree watercolor paints. So yeah, the paints were all right. I did use the acrylic paints, and I didn't use these too extensively because they were very, very thin and sheer. They really didn't have a whole lot of pigment to them, but I was able to use them to add in the strings on his lute, which I drew the strings on his lute in colored pencil, and then to add some highlights, I mixed up a gray and I applied that with the tip of the pencil to get a thinner line because I didn't have a brush that was as thin as I needed it to. And that worked out pretty well, and I actually used that technique of applying it with the tip of a pencil a little bit later on when I'm adding in some white highlights. I also used the acrylic to add in some more of that yellow glow everywhere. Because the yellow and the white were so sheer, it worked out pretty well as a way to add sort of a wash of yellow color. So that's what I used those for. Hidden gem of the whole thing would be the whiteout for sure. It was thin and liquidy and easy to work with, but it was very, very opaque. So I kind of want to try that with an actual brush and see if I could use that in an actual project instead of a white gel pen, because it actually worked out really nicely. So try Tipp-Ex. So the video is kind of starting to wrap up now, so I thought I would kind of give a little bit of an overview of this challenge. This was definitely harder than the cheap art supply challenge for me. I think because my Dollar Tree doesn't have that much in the way of art supplies or craft supplies. Apparently the Canadian dollar stores have like awesome stuff, and I'm super jealous because mine, not so much. But I think I'm pretty happy, honestly, with how this came out. I think it came out pretty good, especially considering my limited resources. So you really don't need good art supplies to make art. You just need a lot of perseverance. It's definitely harder without good art supplies, and you need, skill. So you don't need good art supplies, and don't think you need to spend an insane amount of money on them. Anyway, this video is wrapping up, so I hope you liked seeing my Dollar Tree challenge. Let me know what you thought down below. Let me know if you've read Name of the Wind, because I'm so about that book, but no spoilers, please, because like I said, I'm still on the first book. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to join the Wonderland fam, hit that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. I do upload new videos every Friday. So yeah, come join the Wonderland fam. It'll be fun. We make art and eat a lot of pizza, so it's a great time. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and as always, have a great rest of your day. Bye guys!